Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening these days. It's attorney Brooke Goff. All right, let's do it. So this is one segment I love doing because this is probably one of the most educational segments I can share with you is to how to choose your personal injury workers' compensation lawyer. No, we're not all scary. Yes, it's a scary experience, right? But we're not all scary. However, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to remember. It's unbiased, guys. I'm not saying choose me. I mean, I think you should, but I'm not saying that at all. I'm literally doing this to educate you. So if something has seemed wrong or not right, or maybe you just don't know where to start, I'm going to give you like the map that takes you through over the river, through the woods, streams, whatever, so that you can get to where you need to be and make your decision as to how to choose your personal injury lawyer. All right? First, and I'm sorry, by the way, we actually have a tips coming out. So we partnered, as some of you know, with WTNH Channel 8 here in Connecticut, which we're super excited about. And this is actually one of my tips. However, I talk a lot faster, believe it or not, and it's only like a minute and 20 seconds. So some of this you'll see on the tips, but other parts of it you won't because I couldn't cover everything in, I don't know, but I got a minute and 10 seconds or something. All right, first, you get in an accident or you get hurt at work. What do you do first? Well, I'm going to tell you at least need to set up an appointment to speak with an attorney. All consultations are free. If they try to charge you, run. That's your number one thing to remember, okay? Motor vehicle accidents are 1/3 contingency fee, and we get less as you get more, okay? So it's 1/3 of the first $300,000, 25% of the next $300,000, 20% of the next $300,000, and then it goes down to 10%, all right? That's the agreement you should deal with. Here's the deal. It's in place for a reason. Some of these attorneys that you read about, multi-million-dollar settlements, which is great, and we'll get to that in a minute, they think they're entitled to just 1/3 of the whole thing. It's BS. And don't fall for it and don't settle for it. This is the deal. If you go on to the websites, and of course you're going to see $5 million, settlement, whatever, verdict, whatever, in a case where a tractor trailer truck hit a woman. That's all they tell you. So you think, oh my God, this attorney must be amazing, right? $5 million, this woman was just hit by a truck. What they didn't tell you is that the woman was with her 3 kids. What they didn't tell you is that the woman broke both of her legs, both of her arms, has a traumatic brain injury, can't feed herself, and the kids watched it all happen. Okay? What they didn't tell you is that the woman is a nun. A nun after she had her kids, right? And she, feeds the hungry and all this comes into evidence for a jury. What they didn't tell you is that the case was worth $5 million. Honestly, no matter if that attorney handled it, another attorney handled it, or Tom, Dick, or Harry probably on the corner handled it, because the case was worth $5 million, okay? You got to look into things because things are very misleading. So if you go on the website and you see the scrolling $5 million verdict, if you realize it's not because they're that gifted or that amazing or experienced, is that the case was worth $5 million, or maybe the case was worth $8 million and they got $5 million, right? Well, that sucks. So don't look at reviews and say, oh, okay, I want them automatically. Not saying you shouldn't, but those attorneys are usually very picky. They only want cases that are sure wins. Why? Because they want to charge a straight third and they want to market that way. And so whenever you see verdicts that are scrolled across, I want the details. You can look at it online, and I'll get to how you can look at that in a second. You can get all the details about the case. You might find that somebody died, a child died, a dog, whatever. The point is, if the verdict seems too good to be true, woman, pedestrian hit, sprained ankle, $350,000. They're not giving you the whole story, guys, okay? It's just not happening. Or you have a really stupid adjuster that has nothing to do with your attorney either. All right, so again, let's start. So you're looking for an attorney. First, what do the people say? Who cares what the attorney says about themselves, or what their advertisements say about themselves, or what their billboards say about their families, or what the buses say about them, or whatever the case might be? Who cares, right? What do they say about themselves on TV? What do they say? What do the paid spokesman, that's my favorite, say on TV about this for lawyer services? Who cares? What do real people say, like you, right? People that were in the accident. What do those people say? There's Google. Look at Google. There's AVO, AVVO. Look at AVO. That's a attorney review, and they grade us and everything else. Look at the Better Business Bureau. Are they registered? Is there a reason why they're not? Look at Facebook. Guys, I shouldn't say every, most attorneys have a Facebook page. If they don't, you might want to be a little concerned because, it's 2019 and Facebook is a huge social platform for attorneys to not only educate people, but also to market. So if they don't know anything about Facebook or they don't want to invest in their business, do you really want them taking your case? Because they're not investing in their business, so they're going to invest in your case. Look at the ratings and locations, okay? So Sally from Minnesota is likely not leaving a 5-star review for Henry, the attorney in Hartford, the one-man shop boutique in Hartford, right? Let me tell you a little sad truth of personal injury law. So we hire these companies, right? And you can see I have a Scorpion as mine, right? They don't do this for me, but we hire these companies, right? Scorpion, Thomson Reuters, Westlaw, whatever. And when attorneys are looking to boost their ratings, because the better your ratings, the better where you land on the page. So, for instance, if you start in car accident lawyer Hartford, the better I'm going to come before people with worse ratings than I am, right? So, and you also get higher up in the index anyways with searches. So what they do is they actually, guys, I know it sucks, they actually use a different IP address from the company and they plant false reviews. It happens, right? So totally happens. It happens every day. Is it unethical? Absolutely. Is it unprofessional? Absolutely. Should it be banned? Absolutely. But it's not, and attorneys do it all the time. And I know they do it because in Connecticut we see it. And honestly, I speak to my company about it and I make sure every single 3 months that my reviews are legit, that there is no planting going on, of course, as you should, because I want my clients to see, if somebody has something bad to say, I want my clients to see that. Of course, like I want to improve, right? I would hope that a client would give us a chance to say, hey, look, let's like talk about it. But these are your platforms, guys. This is how you share. And this is why it's important that you share your experience. So again, Sally from Minnesota is probably not leaving Henry, the attorney, that's like on a one-way street in downtown Hartford that shares an office with somebody who's probably 85 years old, a review for a personal injury case that she had where he made millions, right? It's not going to happen. So look at the planted reviews. They're expensive, but companies do it. They cost a lot of money, and a lot of startup firms do it too because they need to build their reserves. All right. I know, I'm going to ruin your day even more. Awards, right? So you'll see on my site and on Facebook, when we get awards, we announce it, right? So top 40 under 40 I've received. I've received Super Lawyers, 2000, I think 3 years now, maybe 4 years. I don't know, 3 years. Berlin Citizen Best of. We received these awards, right? And I'm flattered. I'm touched. It means so much to me because it means my work is appreciated and you guys are voting for us. However, look at the awards on the site. Are they legit? Lawyers can buy awards, guys. I know. Sucks, right? So let me give you an example. I'd show you the email, but I thought better of it. I got an email about maybe a month and a half ago asking me to accept my nomination for my award for top 50 best divorce attorneys. Never done a divorce in my life. Don't do family law. I've only done personal injury in my career. And I just have to send them $400 for my plaque. That sucks. And by the way, they give you like a little thing you put on your website and you can advertise it. Number one, I don't want people to think I'm a divorce attorney because I'm not. I don't want the calls. But number two, it goes to show you that you can buy just about any award. Lawyers do this all the time. Believe it or not, I've seen some newspapers write about them. Like, hey, attorney so-and-so got this award. And I'm like, that's one of those like bait and switch awards. But do your research. If somebody gets a reward, I don't know, award. I don't know, top 50 best personal injury attorneys in the world, right? I would challenge that. Like, there are, I'm sure, 50 best personal injury lawyers in the world, right? But they're probably not putting it on their websites because they don't have to, right? Because now they're like getting they have their choice of the litter, so to speak. So keep your eye on that. How many areas of law do they practice? Guys, one thing I took from my experience in the law so far, and also law school / I had a high school high school teacher that used to say this. He was one of my English professors, and he used to say, Brooke, because I've always tried to master everything I do, and he goes, Brooke, the one thing you have going for you, kid, which I hope I had more than that, but he said is, I believe you will master, you don't want to be a jack of all trades, or you want to be a master of one. He goes, and I believe the way you work is that you will master something eventually, right? Which we all want to hear when we're in 6th, 7th grade, whatever. But I always remember that. You don't want a jack of all trades, especially in personal injury or workers' comp. You want a master of one. Guys, I got to tell you, we make law every day. Law changes in personal injury and workers' comp every day, okay? The law yesterday is not the same as the law today. How do you really want your attorney leaving a murder trial for a plea, murder trial where they're pleading out. Then go to a real estate closing, then coming to your workers' comp hearing 15 minutes late because they were running in traffic coming from Bridgeport where their client had a plea and the real estate closing was. No, you want somebody that's coming from another hearing that's coming to this hearing that is connected with the workers' comp commission because they know, the commissioners, that they understand and they can confirm that you're actually coming from another comp hearing. Or you want a car accident attorney or a slip and fall attorney or personal injury attorney that is coming from, another hearing or a deposition. That's what you want. You don't want a mediocre attorney because then you're going to get a mediocre result if you get any result at all. All right. The problem is, and unfortunately you guys are the collateral damages, personal injury is sexy. Everybody loves personal injury. Attorneys are like, well, I've never done it, but damn, I can make a third. Why not? Stay away from these people. Look at their practice areas. And usually they list them in the order that they want cases. So if they're like family law, criminal law, elder law, and then personal injury at the bottom, guys, they don't do it. And sometimes those lawyers, let me tell you, a little secret, most attorneys around Connecticut, probably around the U.S. are going to hate me for. If we get your case in, a personal injury attorney, because I do personal injury and comp, let's say you sign up with my firm, and I don't do personal injury, which I do, as you know, but let's say I don't, right? I can refer your case out and get a third. So let's just say I've done no work on your case. I took your call. You guys saw my advertising, then I sent it to Joe Schmo up the street, and he settled your case for $100,000. The attorney's fee is $33,000, right? I get $11,000 just because I took that call. So a lot of these commercials you're seeing on TV, this is a paid spokesperson, or, they say, hey, we're the best personal injury firm. Call us, motorcycle, blah, 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 and they're like out of another state or something. That's because they want the referral fee. They're never going to touch your case. You're literally the victim of an attorney, a law firm trying to make, trying to trick you, basically. So they're just trying to make a buck on you by calling them. You want to deal with a real lawyer, guys, right? Which takes me to my next point. Who actually handles your case in a law office? So let's say you decide you want to go with Joe Schmo's law firm, right? Law office of Joe Schmo. You can go to, write this down, okay? jud.ct.gov, right? Then you go to look up for attorney juris number. Type the attorney's name. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to name a name, but you can type mine, for instance, Goff Law Group, whatever. Get the name. Now, attorney firm case list is on the side of the screen, if you follow me. Look at type in the juris number. Now look at the cases. It's all public, guys. We're a public docket in Connecticut. Look at their cases. You'll be shocked at how many. So you thought you hired that firm, right? You thought you hired that awesome attorney on the billboard that tells you, your family, or it's their family helping your family, or they're telling you that they ride a motorcycle, so they're best attorney in the world, or for motorcycles, or whatever. You fall for the gimmick, right? They're on the side of a bus, so you think they're the best bus accident attorneys, whatever. Which honestly, most of these guys don't even really practice, right? And you're going to find this out because you're going to do what I'm telling you to do. You go on and you look at their case, see who's signing their pleadings. Wow. So let's just say Joe Schmo is the man that's on the billboards, right? Or the woman, whatever. He's on the billboards, right? And that's who you think you're hiring, okay? But you go through the docket, you see Joe Schmo has not himself tried a case in like 30 years. Actually, he's never tried a case at all except a traffic ticket or something, right? Don't you want to know that? No, they're spokesman people. There are bobbleheads for billboards, okay? They're on TV. They're recording stuff. Most of these people look up where they live in Florida. They don't live here. Okay, so you think X, Y, and Z is the one that's actually handling your case? No, they'll get involved if you start making noise that you've never met them or heard from them. You get a phone call saying, "Oh yeah, of course it's me. I'm here." Da da da. But no way. They're not the ones likely handling your case. Likely it's a paralegal and it's being passed off to an associate most of the time, unless your case is worth their time, or they'll give it to a partner. So when you think you're hiring the family, right, that's going to help you, or when you think you hire the dude on the motorcycle that is the best motorcycle driver ever, so that makes him the best motorcycle attorney, which falls. You're not. You're hiring his associate that probably makes, I don't know, a tenth of what he makes, and that sucks, and it's called misleading, right? Look at my docket. Check out all the pleadings I sign, all right? I sign tons, so check them out, and I actually write them too, by the way. I don't let my paralegals write my pleadings. I think it's unethical. I write them myself. Another interesting thing most people don't know about. Does the attorney play both sides? And what does that mean? Defense attorney attacking the injured by day. So they're across the table saying, I represent the insurance company. This person can't be hurt. Chiropractor, no way. And then by day, they take plaintiff cases too. No, now we're protecting the injured. We feel so sorry for you. How do you turn that off? You don't. All the defense attorneys I know are cheap. They are cheap because they're trained that way. So get ready for what's likely going to be a mediocre settlement, because to them, they think it's a lot because they're so used to trying to pay nothing because they're representing the defense at night. Look online. Are they representing the insurance companies and plaintiffs? Do you really want that? Honestly, again, something I question is to be ethical. However, I would say my advice, stay away from firms that do both sides. I find it to be greedy, and I find it to be self-serving, and I don't think there's anything a client serves to gain in that situation except a crappy settlement. Go to the office. If you can't sign up at the office, which is fine, so we do FaceTime, Skype, all this stuff, right? Go to the office. Check it out. Because you really want to see what does the office look like? Do they invest in their office? Do they invest in their employees? Their employees look pissed or unhappy? How's their office? Does it look like updated, modern? How many offices do they have? Look at all these things, okay? Because it's important. You want to know, is this an attorney that can take my case all the way? What if there's $10,000 in costs? Is he going to throw me to the curb? No. So you want to look and see, okay, an office can tell a lot about not only an attorney's style, but also the attorney themselves. And guys, I got to say this. Consider your attorney's appearance, right? I get along with a lot of jurors, and they always compliment me on my shoes and my socks, which is funny. But look at your attorney's appearance. Is the attorney like boring, kind of talks like this, kind of does this, kind of like whatever, no problem? Do you really want that? Because that's the person that's going to be in front of a jury for you and fighting for you. Do they have fight left in them, right? Like, you got to consider that too. Don't you want somebody with energy, pizzazz? The issue you run into is a lot of people put age over experience, right? And you can. It's experience over age, right? I'm young. You guys all see me, right? I've got more experience than most of these old guys put together, all right? I'm in court almost daily. I'm taking depositions daily. I'm drafting complaints daily. I'm doing workers' comp hearings daily. I'm meeting with clients daily. I'm going after this and I'm meeting a new client. The point is, you want a fight left in the dog, right? Or do you just want a dog out of the gate? The biggest mistake people make is they say, oh, well, I should have an attorney that's been practicing 30 years. What do you think that's going to do for you? Do you really think that an attorney practicing 30 years is going to not be comfortable and cushy at their office, if they're not going to pass your case off? Because if you think that, you're wrong. You want an attorney that's got experience. You want to sit there and interview them like we're talking right now, right? Okay, Attorney Goff, how many cases have you tried? Oh, I've tried A, B, and C. How many cases are you currently working on? A, B, and C. How many cases like mine have you done? My favorite question is, what is my case worth? Any attorney that tries to put a figure on your case from day one, you need to run, because they're trying to get your business. No attorney has any business giving you a value on your case unless it's merely something just very like, hey, look, if you really need a significant range, which some of my clients will tell you we've done, especially in comp cases where it's easier. They have no business doing that. They're trying to get your business, which kind of like reeks of desperation. Any good attorney is like, look, ma'am, I'm so sorry this happened. I know your case. I've done cases just like yours. I know their values, but let me look at your medical records and your medical bills, because every little component plays a role in how we value the file, right? So again, I don't tell my clients what they want to hear. I tell them the truth. And I do that because if at the end, you're going to remember one thing. If I tell you your case is worth $100,000, right? And guess what? Now the case starts breaking apart a bit. You miss some treatment, or the doctor won't connect it, or whatever the case might be. DAS now comes in the state of Connecticut and they have a lien. You're going to remember $100,000. So if I call you in 2 years, cases don't typically take that long, but if yours did, I'm like, Sally, I got it. And really it is for the case, a home run at $60,000. And let's say that is a great deal. You're going to be like, and I'm like, Sally, why aren't you excited? You're going to be like, Brooke, you told me my case was worth $100,000 when we sat down. And I'm like, no, I told you it could have been. That was because, and I don't do this, that was because I was desperate for your business. I worked for a law firm where a gentleman was told that he could buy a house next door to the attorney after the case was over. Okay, the attorney, by the way, lives in Greenwich, and a very expensive area. And so the client took that, and his case went on forever and ever and ever. I think he settled the case. I don't remember, guys. Maybe, I can't remember. Under 50, I think. Greenwich, that's not even like your taxes, right? So he got mad and he kept saying this and saying this and saying this. And I talked to the attorney, I go, you can't do this to people. You can't give them false hopes. Give them educated advice. That's why they hire you. They don't hire you to, give them advice that's wrong. It's just, attorneys do this all the time. Don't fall for it. Now, I'm not saying that all young attorneys are good attorneys, right? There's some, you don't want to be the nicest house on the street either, right? So you don't want to have the best case in the office. And some young attorneys can't handle these cases, guys, okay? I do sex litigation, sex abuse. That is in my opinion, the hardest form of litigation that there is. There's no templates. Everything is like, rogue. It's insane. And I can handle anything. That's absolutely my opinion, right? And, but some young attorneys have never even really touched a file. They get sick of working at a law firm. They go on their own. They're like, okay, I can do this, You got to look up the attorney. When were they barred, but how much experience do they have? Look at their docket. It's not usual that an attorney that's younger like myself has an office like mine, right? And has had the successes that I've had. However, there are some really good young attorneys out there that work in offices like mine. And you can't just push them aside because they're young, because guess what? They have more fight in that dog than most of these old guys have left, right? Most of these old guys are living in Florida, or most of these old guys, you look at them and you're like, well, I guess they've always been my family attorney. But then you look at them and you're like, I wouldn't want this person in front of a jury. Guys, guess what? Your case in front of a jury is two parts. Your lawyer and your case, right? I've had jurors give my clients, I'm sure other attorneys have had this experience, money just because they liked me. I'm sure other attorneys have had this experience. You need to choose an attorney that is charismatic, that is with it, that has energy, that's going to speak to a jury and say, look, I'm going to command the room. This is my trial. This is not the defendant's trial. And that's what you need to do. Once you do that, you're all set. What else do I have for you guys? Workers' comp. There's a rule that allows attorneys to charge 25%. Don't sign it. Leave. Every good attorneys, my firm, we charge 20%. Don't pay 25%. Don't pay more money for the lawyer. Okay? Because the statutes are in place to prevent that. But lawyers, a lot of them are full of themselves, and they've forgotten about the fact that you hire us. We don't hire you. It's not an honor that we represent you. It should be an honor for us that you hire us. Lastly, look at the lawyer's website. Is it boring? Number one, does it exist? No. Then welcome to 2019. You better keep, searching around for a lawyer. Is it boring and old and not very nice? Well, that should tell you something about your lawyer. They're probably boring, old, and not very nice, or they just don't care enough to fix or maintain their website, and that should send you a message. Is you want something that's fresh, clean, active, fun, and seasonal, and that makes it look like they really put everything forward so that they can further their practice and further their marketing efforts and actually put their money where their mouth is. Like I said, I get a kick out of these guys on the billboards. And guys, here's the other thing. Do you know how many attorneys put non-attorneys on billboards that are part of their family? Check it out. I'm not going to say any names, but if you drive by and you see, check it out. Type in, who are these people? They're not lawyers. They're just family members. I got to tell you, I would never put my son on a billboard with me, ever. He thinks it's the coolest thing that I'm on one, right? But I would never put him on it. Why? Number one, business versus personal. I want people to hire me because they want me, not because they need me, right? And I want people to hire me because they think I'm the best choice. What relevance does my family have? Like my son? When nothing, right? It's a gimmick. It's a selling point. And honestly, in my opinion, unethical, unless you specifically state that this person's a lawyer, this person is not, and this person is, or this person's a lawyer, this person's not. I hope you guys have learned something. I covered a lot, I know. And this is not a lawyer hate fest. This is let me help you choose your lawyer. Do I think you should call me? Absolutely. Do I think, I do personal injury and workers' compensation only, guys, okay? Personal injury includes motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, childhood sex abuse, dog bites, any injury as a result of the negligence of another. We do workers' comp law. That is it. All right. So if you need a referral to another attorney, I'd be happy to give you one. However, I can't handle, well, I won't. It's not that I won't handle any real estate cases, any criminal cases, any family cases, because it takes away from my injury clients. And like I said, as I've been my whole life, I master things. I'm just not mediocre at anything. All right. And I demand the same of my attorneys in my practice and the same of my employees, and they'll all tell you that. So, again, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something. Feel free to leave comments below if you'd like. I just don't name any particular attorneys' names. This is not, again, an attorney disparaging fest. This is simply let me teach you how to choose a lawyer. And I guarantee by doing this, you will absolutely avoid some pitfalls that many people make. If you guys are interested in talking to us, you can call us at 203-399-0000. You can text us at 203-399-0000. You can call us at the 203-399-0000 extension 1. Social media, Facebook, here we are, right? Golf Law Group, follow us. We have lots of awesome stuff coming up. We have giveaway turkeys for trivia. We have live trivia coming up next week. Totally big success. We love it. Listen to us on 104.1 on Tuesday mornings at 9. We have tips coming on Channel 8 starting November 11th, I think. The promos are going now for that. You'll learn something. We record around 90 seconds of tips on different things. I was hurt in a motor vehicle accident. Now what? Comp. Now what? Choosing an attorney, that kind of a thing. And I'm always available, okay? So we are available 24/7. You will get an attorney, all right? 24/7. That doesn't mean you're going to get somebody from India answering the phone and you'll get a call back tomorrow. You will get an attorney on the phone within 30 to 45 minutes after hours. I'm known to go to hospitals and meet clients after hours. I think it's appropriate. And when you say 24/7, you put your money where your mouth is, and it's 24/7. You're not going to get an associate or a paralegal 24/7. You're going to get a lawyer in the event you need one. Thanks for all the support, guys. I appreciate it. Again, I hope you learned something. And please, no comments on particular attorneys. You can say you had an experience. Just don't say which attorney you had it with. And one last thing. In the event that you have an attorney and you're unhappy with that attorney, you always have the right to switch. There's no additional fee. So if you sign an agreement and your fee is a third or 20% in comp, that's your fee. It carries over. So it doesn't cost you any money to switch attorneys, okay? So if you're feeling like you're in one of these positions where you've made the wrong choice or what have you, I will talk to you. I'm sure there's other attorneys that will talk to you as well. And you need to be comfortable with your attorney, because that person is going to be the one that takes the case to the end and potentially in front of a jury. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. And happy Halloween if I don't get on here before then. Thanks.